All right, everyone, good morning. All right, just a quick sound check. Can everyone hear me okay? All right, let's get started here. So, sorry, a little late here. Had an audio issue, as you can tell, but let's get started. I don't have anything to review as far as trading opportunities from yesterday, but let's go over. It was kind of a slow day yesterday. Didn't really get much of what we wanted, but let's go over what did happen yesterday. So, yesterday we had the FOMC meeting. They made their interest rate decision, which was to keep interest rates at 4.5%. That's their target. The FOMC statement basically said that they feel like the job market is strong, economy looks good, but they said the economic outlook is uncertain, which basically kind of contradicts what they just said. In other words, they say everything looks fine, but the outlook is uncertain. So, take that with a grain of salt, I guess, if they say everything looks good. So the markets had a kind of mixed reaction. It was down, it was up, but generally speaking, I think this was close to what most people expected to happen. Also, the Bank of Canada had its own rate decisions before that. So since Canada is a major trade partner with us, that actually probably had some pretty good impact on the markets too. All right, having said all that, for today, the 30th, we have the following. We have advanced GDP quarter over quarter that already came out softer than expected. Unemployment claims came in lower than expected. Advanced GDP price quarter over quarter came in weaker than expected. So mixed bag of results, but I think unemployment is going to be one of the factors everyone's going to consider. But advanced GDP quarter over quarter, seeing GDP soften, I mean, looking at this pattern here, last reading was 3.1, expectation was 2.7, we get 2.3. That's not so good, right? That basically means we're seeing some contraction here. So that I'm sure is going to weigh on the Fed's decision or their outlook on the economy. Now at 10 a.m., we're going to have pending home sales, which is a moderately important report. And then after that, that's pretty much it. I mean, we're not looking at commodities like natural gas or crude oil as far as the stock market is concerned. So that's it. All right. So that being said, let's take a look at the pre-market and see what's happening right now. I don't see a lot of stocks at the moment, so let's just go through them one by one. Um, the ETF, the QQQ ETF, by the way, before I forget to mention that, yesterday's action, as you can see, it leaned more bearish than bullish, and after the FOMC statement, things just got wild and crazy. Right now, it looks like we're going to gap higher, so it looks like we're going to open significantly higher than where we closed yesterday. All right, first stock we're going to look at is ATHE. That's currently up 97% plus, almost 98%, 9.3 million shares traded. It's at least $1 per share. So we can definitely add that to our pre-market watch list for stocks. Okay, this is not for options, just for stocks. So we're adding ATHE. Next up is BNZI. Now that's currently up 24%, about 19 million shares traded. It's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that to our list. Next up is, now this stock, CLEU. We won't be able to do this one. It's under $1 per share, just barely. So I'll just put this on our possibilities list because it's hard to say if this one is going to be, I mean, the bottom line is if we trade it, we're not going to be buying it where we would be looking for an opportunity to short sell if it were to keep going down. But at $1, there's really no room for us to go. So I'll just mention this stock, but there's nothing really we can do with it. So moving on, let's take a look at CRGX. Now that one is currently down 75.59%, 3.6 million shares traded. It's at least $1 per share. Obviously, it had some bad results from some sort of FDA or something along those lines. So there you go. So that one is down sharply. We'll add it to our list, CRGX. whenever you're dealing with any type of medical related stocks, if they're down this much, there's always only one reason why. And so next up is ELAB. That one is currently only down 5.2%, so not enough. And it was up earlier, so this one looks pretty uncertain about where it wants to go. I'm going to go ahead and add that to our possibilities list, but won't be added to our active watch list. Next up is this one. I don't think qualifies, only down 3.55%, HOLO, so we'll skip that one. Let's look at KZIA. And as far as that goes, KZIA, audio still okay, guys? Someone asked a question. Okay. All right. Awesome. So KZIA, that's currently up 47.10% on about 29.5 million shares, trading at over $1 per share. So we will go ahead and add that to our list, KZIA. Next up is LAES. That's currently up 6.7% on about 3.2 million shares, trading at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that to our pre-market list. Next up is Mobileye, MBLY. That's currently down 7% off of earnings. 1.5 million shares traded pre-market. It's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that to our list, and we'll see what it does after the opening bell. Next up is NVIDIA. Actually, NVIDIA is not up, but here it is. It's only up or down a small amount, so this one doesn't qualify, so I have to pass on that. Next up is RGTI. Yeah, that one's not looking too good. Only 3.6%, 2.7 million shares traded, so we'll have to skip that one for today. That's been a good one a lot of times, but not today. SLXN is next. That's currently down 33%, roughly 2.9 million shares traded, and it's at least $1 per share, so we can add that to our list. Symbol is SLXN. Good to hear. Glad it was able to get the audio back for you. Next up is STAI. That is presently up about 40% on 10.3 million shares. Excuse me, $2 a share. So that's in the right price range for us. So we'll add STAI. And let's see what's next. Tesla had earnings yesterday. Let's see. Currently, it's only up 4.48%, so not enough. But keep an eye on Tesla, of course, after earnings. They had a pretty wild ride. First was down, then was up. There are a few other stocks that had earnings too. Let's take a look at them really quick. Meta had earnings as well. And as you can see, it's currently up slightly, about 2%, so not a big move. And Microsoft had earnings as well. Microsoft, of course, getting punched in the face here, currently down 5%, 1.5 million shares traded. So this one, of course, we want to watch at the open, but obviously bad results for their earnings. All right, so TSLO, Tesla's ETF, yeah, that's currently up 9%. That's true. 10.1 million shares traded. Yeah, we can add that, sure. Why not? TSLO. There are a lot of single stock ETFs out there too. They have them for Microsoft, they have them for NVIDIA, etc. So, all right, so guys, let's take a look. If you guys see any other stocks that meet all four criteria, let me know in the chat. So the four criteria are: NASDAQ listed stock must be trading at least $1 per share in the current pre-market, must have achieved at least 1 million shares of pre-market volume today, and at least a 6% price change, positive or negative today. And again, it must be a NASDAQ stock. So AMOD is added. This one is up 100%, 17 million shares, at least $1 per share. So that definitely qualifies. We can add that to our list. All right, so here's the list so far, just in case anyone doesn't have all the symbols. Here they are. And let's go ahead and wrap up unless there are any others. While we're waiting, please be sure to hit the like button. That greatly helps us with the YouTube algorithm as we continue to grow our channel. Okay. And also subscribe to the channel as well so you get notifications. Also, if anyone's watching this video on a replay, if you're not familiar with our company, check out fundertrading.com. That's our website. You'll see a link in the description to this video. Other than that, for everybody else, if you're part of our coaching program, I'll see you there in about about 18 minutes now, and we'll pick up for today's trading session. Other than that, folks, everybody have a great trading day, and I'll see you for tomorrow's Premarket Pulse. Take care.